Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jamie Tourmaline, and today I'm going to talk about how you can transform your life overnight, but also over time. But there's a method that I have done multiple times in my life to transform into the person that I want to become, and you can see results as far as like the next day, but also over time. So I'm going to share this formula with you so that you can transform your life and become the woman or man of your dreams. So I've been that person that has sort of been like a chameleon my whole life. I have transformed myself multiple times. So going back to when I was a kid, I was super shy and I didn't have a whole lot of friends. I was considered like a nerd and a loser, which is fine. But I knew at one point when I was like 17 that that's not the person that I wanted to be anymore. And I saw a life for myself that I wanted, and I was going to go as far as it took to get there. And of course, I've had a million twists and turns, but no matter what, I've always reinvented myself as many times as I needed. I feel like my life has been just a cycle of deaths and rebirths, which actually like at first was really difficult to navigate, but now I'm just like honored to have gone on this journey so many times. So when I was a nerd slash loser, I knew that I wanted to be somebody when I went to college who was going to be like the complete opposite of that, like extroverted and like a party girl and have many friends and just be like a cool girl. And that's what I wanted. And it was really hard for me because I was, this like nerdy kid. I was super shy. I had such bad social anxiety. And so I transformed myself into this person. Now I am no longer living that lifestyle. So then I had to rebrand myself in a different way to, okay, I'm not this person anymore. I'm not this party girl anymore. Who am I? So I think that this method leads you on a path of self-discovery, but it also really can make you proud of the person that you've become because you see your growth over time. Like I look back and I think of, the things I had been through, the things that I was doing, and I just have this like so much respect for my former self because I've always been that girl. I've always been the girl to like stand up and take life, by the hands and just run with it. So here is my step-by-step guide to transforming your life and starting a whole new journey. Okay, so for this journey, you might want to start by getting a journal. My whole life, I was always a journaler. I always put like all my thoughts in a journal. And that way you can like dump some of your more negative thoughts somewhere, but you can also use it to help plan your new life. So what I had always done was create like a brainstorm of the person that you want to become. Who is this person? Some might call this self-concept work. You can call it that if you want. But I think it's just like creating a map of who you want to become. What kind of things this person does, what kind of things, like the people this person hangs out with, her personality, his hobbies, whoever. You really want to map out like every single part of this person's life. How do they talk? Do they talk the same way? Like, do they, how much money do they have? What kind of lifestyle do they live? What kind of fashion do they wear? And you're going to want to document all of this and write all of this down because this is going to be like your map of who you're becoming. You might want to do it in a 3-tiered system, one being a physical transformation, one being a mental transformation, and one being a spiritual if you'd like. In my earlier days, the spiritual part was not necessarily important to me, but I think that I could have avoided a whole lot of like mental strain if I had a spiritual backbone when I was a teenager. So you might want to include that, but you're going to want to create this map, like what kind of makeup, if you wear makeup at all, what kind of outfits, that sort of thing. But the main thing is fashion and personality. These are the two things that will guide everything else. Additionally, it is a lot easier to plan a rebrand once you like have a major transformation of some sort in your life. If you move to a different city, you can literally start over fresh. And like, that's what happened to me. I moved to New York City and I was like, I am not carrying this stuff over from like my hometown to New York City. I am being a whole different person when I moved here. And that was like my basis of starting fresh, starting where nobody knew who I was, and being able to plan my rebrand and my transformation. You could even do it like with a physical change. You could dye your hair a different color and all of a sudden you're a different person. You know, you could get a new piercing or tattoo and rebrand your life. You could get, you know, this is extreme, but you can get plastic surgery and, you know, start a whole new lifestyle. But you don't have to do any of these things in order to be successful. It just helps like to feel fresh in your body and in your mind. I don't want you to get so delusional that you start losing your sense of reality. Be grounded in reality. Understand that this is just another version of you, okay? This isn't like, you're not becoming a whole other person. You're not like seeing, you know, the next top model and like imitating her. You are becoming a version of yourself, okay? So you're not neglecting, you know, your family or your friends or anything like that. You're just adopting different, you know, a different way of life, I would say, or different mentality and a different fashion sense and stuff like that. You are still yourself. Like, I am still Jamie Tourmaline. I am not, you know, some other person. So you need to make sure that you're grounded in like who your sense of self actually is. Make sure that you know who you are internally. You might even want to do like a meditation to get to know who you are, like who the real you is, and understand that you can, you know, fashion, personality, all this stuff is fleeting, and it's just accessories to your true self, your true identity. So maybe do a meditation, do some journaling, look at your astrological chart. That could have a lot of information on like just who you are at your core, and then build off of that. Okay, so if I want to be a party girl and I know that, you know, I'm not that kind of person, like I'm a shy, quiet person. At the end of the day, I know who I am. I know who I am when I'm with my friends. I'm very extroverted with my friends. Okay, so how do I carry that over to being extroverted with other people? I have to come out of my shell. Okay, I can still be friendly and I can still be open, but I just have to push myself to get out of my shell more, if that makes sense. So then immediately you're cracking open the components, the key components to being that party girl. You have to make friends to get invitations to go to parties, okay? So you can't necessarily stay home, be a recluse, and be a party girl. You have to push yourself to get out of your box and to explore different things. Same thing if you want to do the opposite. If you're a former party girl and you want to be like a more spiritually inclined person, you're going to have to go more inwards. You're going to have to take the time, you know, if you might be extroverted, to find more time to talk to yourself, to converse with yourself and really get to know yourself and study. And, you know, what would a mystic do? What would a spiritual person do? What would a spiritual guru do? So you really have, you can use inspiration from pop culture. Like you can find like your top 5 people that you really admire and want to emanate from. Just don't copy that. Don't copy one single person and be like, yeah, this is my new personality now. Because originality is what's going to take you further in life. You're truthfully not going to get anywhere by copying another person. But you can, you know, find your top 5 influencers or celebrities or something that you really admire and really want to emanate. And once you do this, you can start figuring out what kind of traits of theirs do you really admire? What kind of things do you really want to embody? And use your imagination as well. Imagine yourself like every single night before bed or something, actually living the lifestyle that you want to live, actually doing the things that you wanted to do. And in your heart of hearts, when you show up, believe that that is who you are. You might even want to pick a select day. Okay, like November 1st, I'm going to start embodying this person, and hold yourself to it. Of course, you're going to fall back into old patterns, and that's fine. Don't beat yourself up. You, like I said, you still at your core are you. You are at your core you. That's what makes you original. That's what makes you, you know, the person that you are. Everything else is fluff. Everything else is excess. You might want to start creating plans like, you know, going to the gym or really taking time in your day to do your makeup or to pick out outfits or something if that's something that you want. You don't have to do these things. It's just based on the person that you want to become. You have to find the time for it. And, you know, remind yourself every single day of the person that you want to become. And then show up each day as that person. And understand, like I said, you are yourself. So you're not trying to create, you know, another Bella Hadid. You're trying to create another you, a version of yourself. You're not trying to create another version of Bella Hadid. You're trying to create a version of yourself. And you have to really keep this in mind. But like I said, it really helps if you start with something small like getting a new hairstyle or dyeing your hair, or something as large as moving location, moving to a whole nother city entirely. Because in all of these scenarios, you feel refreshed. Your spirit, your body, your mental, you are becoming, you know, a new person in a way. The version of you that has that new piercing, that version of you that has a new tattoo. And so all of these things are going to feel really fresh. So when you start to embody a new version of yourself, it's just going to come naturally. So really planning out the person you want to become, creating that maybe self-concept map or something, that is what's going to help you become this new version of yourself. Try to make new friends as well. You don't have to let go of your old friends. Like that, just, they're going to know a different version of you. My friends have known about like 10 different versions of me, and that's fine. But you might want to make new friends in whatever niche you're trying to get involved in. You know, if you want to be a party girl, you might need to make friends that actually like to do that stuff. And you might need to make new friends if you want to be like a yogi who actually do yoga. You have to like find people in those sorts of subgroups that you want to befriend and genuinely befriend. You don't want to have like fake connections and stuff like that. Because then these people are going to hold certain versions of you in your mind. Every single person that you meet is going to have a different version of you in their mind. And that's okay. Like I said, I have many friends from different parts of my journey. And if they met me now, like, well, they have met me now, but they're like, you know, you've changed so much. Well, yeah, because we're constantly growing. We're constantly evolving. And we don't have to stay in one thing, by the way. You can pick multiple things. You can be a party girl and a yogi, like if you really want to. Maybe that's like your thing. That's a whole other topic, but the more original you can be, the more you're going to feel confident in your new persona, and you're going to feel like a brand new person. So I hope this stuff helped. I hope that I didn't just go on a tangent and talk into the void, but I have done this so many times. I know you can watch many like manifestation videos telling you, you know, to do this or do that, or just believe, you know. I mean, believing is the key. You have to believe that you are becoming this person. You have to believe that you already are this person and show up as this person. And honestly, that's what's going to help you see changes over time. But the best part is when you're doing this work, the self-concept work, and you're really trying to evolve yourself, and other people start noticing and keep saying, you know, oh, you remind me of this. Oh, you're just like this, you know. And then you see that confirmation. You'll start seeing those signs. But like I said, don't lose yourself in the process. Understand that you are still you, no matter what kind of persona you're embodying. So I hope that this video is helpful. Let me know if you want any more clarity on this subject, or maybe I'll do some manifestation tips or something. But there's so many different ways, like through scripting or embodiment. I think this is more of an embodiment process, the one that I just described. But once you embody that person, you do become that person. It might take time. It might take a lot of time. It might happen overnight. It might come effortlessly to you. And I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I've been on, you know, I've been on journeys that have happened overnight, and journeys that have taken weeks, if not months, if not years to manifest. So also, don't bankrupt yourself by trying to buy a whole new wardrobe and trying to, you know, buy things that you can afford. Just make do with what you have. the embodiment is the key here. So if this was helpful, drop a comment, drop a like, maybe subscribe if you feel so inclined. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Bye!